What is up, everybody? I'm going to be showing you how to play Nocturne jungle like the very best. And I have good news for you. We are Challenger. Yes, it says GM, but at 12 o'clock midnight, Positive Jungle in North America, Inori, is going to be promoted Challenger. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Nocturne was a staple champion for us, 80% win rate in Challenger games. And I think he's really good. And if you do this build I'm about to show you, you're going to be drowning in LP. So for starters, for Nocturne, you have a few options. You want to path up or down. Depending on the game, depending on the situation, you can decide on that yourself. So pathing up, personally, I'm not a big fan of. I think it's very hit or miss, but it can be good if you get a leash, right? And I'm going to show you something how we spice it up when we do bot side paths. So in this situation, we're going to start red. And pretty much, pathing top is not that great, right? Trundle versus Gragas. I mean, I could maybe kill Trundle, but Gragas isn't a champion that I want to invest too much time into. And if we look at ball lane situation, here we're just going to queue it this way. We look at ball lane situation, it's aggressive support versus aggressive support. Very good for us to, maybe gank it, right? So how do we deal with this situation where we're pathing up, but we do want to play bot side? And the options are very much simple. It's you just pretty much have to reverse gank, and reverse gank works very often. I think Nocturne is good at reverse ganking, where we're going to do the Raptor and then we're going to go gank bot from behind. And a lot of people say, well, if you do Raptors, why don't you just do Krugs? Well, you're not 100% sure on the reverse gank, so you don't want to commit all your eggs into the bot lane basket yet, because this path is always safer. There's always a chance of warding there. And here we're going to go E level 3. So here, what I'm doing, I mean, it's pretty much a free kill. I'm always watching the situation unfold, right? I just want to make sure I see and I can understand it. So here we just have to hit the Q. I was going to flash if I needed to, but because Leona was able to hit that E, beautiful play. And in this situation, what we do is we base and we go top side. You can try to invade after, but I think it's risky. We already got the kill. We should be happy. And sometimes I buy a D-Blade if I really, if I want to maximize my power, right? Why do I go D-Blade here? Nocturne is really good with D-Blade, but more importantly, I want to be as strong as possible in case I have to fight for my top side, because usually you guys too, your sport's not going to help you in this situation. It's all you. D-Blade will give me the strongest current buy. So if I run into this Evelyn here who's like, oh, Nocturne show bot, I'm going to go invade his blue. We're ready. We're ready to scrap too. So here I'm going to ping. My objective is on mine. Crab is up, so we do want to play for Crab. Don't do the blue, do the Crab, and then also look for the Evelyn. If Evelyn's not here, and it's perfectly okay, we don't worry about it. We just go back to farming. Here, top lane to ganks. Personally, I don't think top lane gank is that important. I'm much more of a, like in this meta, the way I play is very much around bot lane. So what I do is I just go clear my jungle, because we spent a relatively good amount of time, clearing. We spent a good amount of time clearing or ganking bot side, so we do want to invest our time back to farming. It's sort of like this formula that I try to say is you have to invest the time you spent in ganking back into farming, right? Give and take. This is an important thing to remember. If you ever find yourself over ganking, just remember you have to go back to farming. There are times to gank. Sometimes you might have to give the Evelyn this play, right? Sure, she got this play off. There's nothing I can do about that play. Am I like destroyed over it? Like, am my game over it? I'm like, absolutely not. It's quite sad she lives there, right? But like, these situations occur, they happen, right? We take advantage of her low HP. So if Evelyn's super low like that, what does that tell us? Well, she has to base. And what we're going to do is we're going to start the Void Grubs here. And here we're going to get the kill, possible kill here. She's definitely in Q flash range, so we can definitely look for that. But her W is going to come up. What we're going to do is go for that Q on the side. Close. Yeah, I'm going to help my Cassiopeia push a bit. She's in a very delicate position. And we have to watch out for possible Evelyn checking the Void Grub. So what do? We always invade. So Blitz is here, which is fine. We spell shield fast. We're gonna kill her and then go on the Blitz in a second. that flash was kind of boosted. I was trying to dodge the chain effect. So here we're gonna spell shield. Minions might kill LeBlanc. Very close. Just trying to do as much damage to see if we could maybe trade on that R. But yeah, we take that. I mean, that's a fine play. It supports roaming. Not much you can do. So the builds you have two options. You can go into Stridebreaker first, or you can go straight into the Eclipse. So I think Stridebreaker, Eclipse are, you know, two of the best items right now on Nocturne. Whether you do it first or second, it doesn't matter. I think you just want to get both items, and once you get them together, you're just so goddamn strong. Downside of going Stridebreaker first, you don't have ability haste, so it does feel you have to be a bit more controlled. But I think for you guys, it's not a big deal because you're not trying to, you know, mid-max your R every second. So I think you'll be okay with it. So in this situation, we go bot side. Void Grubs are up, but I think I want to help bot in this situation. I want my bot to be winning. That's an important thing for me right now. Whether I make them win or whether... Okay. Spell shield, whatever. Auto attack. But whether they're winning on their own or I can just help them get the ball going. And here, it's okay to give up Void Grubs. Sure, like I was playing for Void Grubs on the play before, but that was because it was the play before. Now I would love to do Dragon. I think Dragon would be really good to do here. Because if they do Void Grubs, you always have a relatively, you know, fast... You have a timer to just do the Dragon. But because Leona's basing, we're going to have to give up that timer. So this guy's R is very easy for us to kill. So. See how I waited to see, okay. She might kill her. I don't need to R yet, so I was just watching, you know, the play unfold, right? So what I think is going to happen, Evelyn's going to come bot side. I think Blitz is going to try to go on the Vayne. And I just want to be in a position where I can kill either the Evelyn or the Blitz. So the Blitz is here, easy pickings. We go start Q, W. And here we pretty much just want to spell shield his auto attack. Now we go on the Sibber, right? Next target. Overwalk, let someone else tank. Leona was supposed to tank, but... Well, we take those. It wasn't the best, but I thought the tanking situation wasn't the best. But we take those. We take those. And what I like to do is for boots, I like to go CDR boots. And like, if you want to be a good jungler, it's a lot about thinking, right? It's a brain position. It's hard for me to teach you how to think, but I can teach you the habits you need to have to start thinking. And one habit is to always think about what about the other jungler? What does Evelyn want to do? Well, Evelyn wants to get her form, her R, and then she's going to look for those stealth ganks. So she's a very farm heavy jungler, so I can always expect her to play for jungle camps. But how do I want to play against that? Well, my R is really good as a counter gank tool. So if I see Evelyn use her W to kind of start the fight, then I should be able to R in and just go on her really quick or just counter her play. Because if her W is used on someone else, she has no W for me. And when champions use abilities not on you, it's really good. So here what I'm doing is I'm just farming towards bot. Listen, all my games I played to get challenger, balling, balling, balling. Balling's important. Balling's the most important. If balling loses, ballingers are dumb too. They always want to die. That goes without saying, but that's just how it is. You just have... There's not much else you can do about it. We spell shield Weber ability, go on her. We have red buff, so our autos will hurt, but hitting Q pretty much guarantees the kill. So we have the movement speed trail, we just get the autos off. Auto, 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 Q. Kill him. Probably Dragon right after. I could go on her, but remember she has R, right? I'm not gonna R for someone who I don't think I can kill. And I'm happy to just get Dragon here because if you got it this far, you're past the hard part on Nocturne. Nocturne is easy now. We have our items. We're gonna have a beautiful buy, Stridebreaker, possible CDR boots. Eclipse is gonna be next item. You could go into like, I don't think Murktras are the best boots to have. I think because you play around Spell Shield. I think Tabbies are the boots you're generally gonna have. It's either Tabbies or CDR. So that's like, it's going to be mostly like that. So here if she W's in, That's her escape ability. If she W's in, we can R in, right? So here she W's. What do? We just wait and then we go in, right? We see her flash and then boom. Also cool about LeBlanc, the trail is all... You're always going to see the real one on the trail. As you can see, that's something you can always remember. Here, I don't mind fighting her. Hit the trail, easy pick. Remember, she is very easy to kill without R. So, I'm gonna hit her with Q. Maybe we get that. Regen. And her regen's stupid. Her like, what I hate about Evelyn is how fast she stealths, right? Like it just makes me rage about that sometimes. But it's okay. I mean, I got her flash. She's more scared. Next time we capitalize on her, we're going to kill her. Evelyn the demon will be slain. Inori the Nocturne shadow will be victorious. And here we play for the next objective on the map. The grubs. And first I always do the crab. Because you can always leash the crab and then do the grubs as you're doing the crab. Efficiency, but always kill the crab because the movement shrine is always useful. If Trundle comes here, we just have to fight him, which is fine. We can W whatever abilities he has. Here I'm fine just autoing. We have lethal tempo, right? It's like literally he's coming here to give me 400 gold. I respect it. He knows who's the better player. Here we just clear the void grubs. And the thing you have to understand about void grubs, they're not going to win you the game. But they sure as hell can help you get level 6. The pushing power of it, I think in low elo, people don't utilize it, right? I understand. I think you should think of the void grubs less about the buff and more about the gold and experience you can get. Like the first set of them are much more important than the second. I take the second because I'm superior. I'm strong. I'm in a good position to just capitalize. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, you should always, you know, play towards yourself first. Do not die for grubs that you don't really need to die for. So here we've cleared one side of the jungle. I call this quadrant farming. So we're going to base because no need to clear this. Even though if it was up, I don't even need to. I'd rather just go and buy my items, right? So here is what I was talking about. Few options, right? I've done so many different second items. I've done Eclipse. I think Eclipse are fine. It can be great. I've done Cleaver. Next patch will be really good. Next patch, I think it's going to be Cleaver. I've done Frozen Heart. I've done Axiom Arc. Axiom Arc's really powerful as a second item against squishy comps that you can utilize. But personally, I think it's much safer to go into either Eclipse or Cleaver and kind of have this as your core build. You can even go Eclipse into Cleaver, and I think it's really good. I just don't like Sterix on Nocturne. I think Sterix on Nocturne, over my experience, I've always felt like it was just like a dead item on him. It may be better on other champs, but I just don't like it, so I try to avoid it. So here we always want to wait for the Stride Breaker. If the Stride Breaker is up, we're going to R in. So here we're going to go. Q, Smite, Stride Breaker. Going to chase, Spell Shield the hook. Run past. We'll kill him if he comes here. No big deal. Easy kill. Try to heal up on Gromp. Evelyn could come, but I just have to, you know, heal up as much as possible. Here comes LeBlanc. Try to get out of range of Evelyn R. Heal up on the fruit. Maybe throw a Q out in case Evelyn goes in. And yeah, that's a really good snowball play. I mean, I'm insanely strong. You should be really confident. I don't really touch on the comboing too. The comboing of the Nocturne. So when I RM people, there's a few ways to go about it. With Stride Breaker, I think it's very straightforward how you should combo. What the fuck? How do I end up here? With Stride Breaker, it's really simple in my opinion. Always go blue orb. And pretty much you just have to, when you are onto people, Stride Breaker and Q right before you're about to hit them. Pretty much guarantees it. Or Stride Breaker and E if you really want to get the fear off. Either one is okay. When you Q before you land, it takes a longer cast time and you can't E right after. So I feel like a lot of people, you're always like, you try to Q and then E. You cannot Q and E with your R at the same time. That's something I learned the hard way too. You can either do Stride Breaker into E or you could do Stride Breaker with Q. You just have to remember that. I can fight at any point, but I don't want to R on someone who can like, well, who can kind of like survive it. just want to clear the area. We want to play for dragon. As strong as I am, I could probably put on a show right now, but it's not a big deal. We just want to play for the objective. This is really good for us to go in after. So I do want to pick here. I don't want to go on blitz though. I'm looking for, you know, like a Sivir or something, right? Not a blitz. I'm not gonna R a blitz. And the Sivir is too far from tower, so we're gonna wait and see how much closer they'll eventually come. 'Cause I think they're eventually gonna come close. We see that thing, that means LeBlanc is here. Okay, now we have to R, right? Because we don't want them to have vision. They're trying to go on me, so I R to deny their vision. And when you R to deny vision, they just have no way. Like, it scares them off. You saw that? I was just like, yeah, I'm not having that. I press R, I deny the vision, and I'm gone. Here, this tower is really OP. You really have to play for towers if you want to win. I think a big thing for people is, I think people underestimate how much towers wins you the game now. It's more about towers than it is about dragons. Though dragons are very important, don't get me wrong. But it's really about the towers. Like when you're winning, I see a lot of people who always like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't snowball. Like I get kills and then like I still lose. Like I just get stuck, right? And I'll tell you really simply, you just have to play for towers. You yourself need to set up the plays. Like think about how I set up the plays for all these for these towers we all took. I went for the pick. I pinged my team. We had waves. I pushed and I went with them, right? Kill, secure. It's always kill objective, kill objective. Get the kill, get the objective, get the towers. Towers are objectives. People really try not to think about it as much, but yeah, kills are objective. Next patch, Cleaver is getting buffed, so I'm just going to show you guys a Cleaver build with it. Because I think Cleaver next patch is actually good. This patch is kind of shit, but next patch is good. And my full builds are usually DD for armor or Frozen Heart for armor. Depending on the game. This game, they're pretty AP heavy, so we're not going to go for double stack on that. Maw is still a pretty decent MR item. With Sen, it's acceptable as well if you want a bit of a tenacity. But I don't think Nocturne's the type to go like very heavy into like Asterix. You can go some other tank MR items too if you feel like it would help you. I think Maul's kind of bad, but I think it can be, you know, acceptable in situations. Here what we're going to do is we're going to go and help them. But we're going to see which target we can kill first. That's a quickie. Hopefully we can get the quadra here. I mean, very simple, very straightforward. I think if you are better with your R, like if you play Nocturne with a more sort of like reactive, not like Agwin playstyle reactive, but more patience, you're going to do really well. But also, I think you can't be too slow. Like you can't be too sit back, relax. You do need to be assertive. Like some R's, you're going to have to be the first to go in. And I think people struggle with that, but I think it's very important. But really just think about how I played the game. I don't think I mechanically like crazy, like superior outplayed them. I think I just played very straightforward. I played efficiently. I played for farm. Like look at the Evelyn, 88 CS. She wasted so much more time while I have more KP, more everything. Because I'm efficient and I know what I'm doing. That's a big thing. I am active thinker. Think. Honestly, I think winning games right now as jungle is super easy. If you really control your like your emotions. Here we're gonna go in, so we're gonna go on LeBlanc first. So we can kill her in the combo. She might die. And we're gonna go on this guy next. Spell shield, whatever damage. But it's not really any damage. But hey, Graggy, good on you, buddy. You gotta get your team fed too. Everyone's gotta eat, you know? You can eat as much as you want, but don't over time don't worry so much about more kills. The most important thing is playing the map. The map must be played the way the map is played. 3 people dead, we could be on Baron right now. If your team doesn't follow you up, sometimes you gotta just be assertive and force it. Why do I think this is a good Baron? 3 are dead. They're pushed out. We have perfect vision. All conditions are met. And who helps us? Do we have the damage? Just second question. We have Cassio. I'm really good on Baron. And we have possible Gragas. So we do have damage. So champions are far away. They have resets. Ward is good. We have all the conditions. So that's how you should be doing Barons. Just think about the conditions in mind. The reason why I like Withstand too, I just like having a Negatron. I think Negatron's OP because you can sit on it while your item slots are starting to like follow, like as you're starting to like lose your item slots. And you can just kind of sit on the Negatron, so I find that very powerful. And it's like some games I just sit on Negatron and I don't even like upgrade it, right? Like, maybe I just don't even build anything. This game Withstand's fine. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like good at tanking damage. Like it's not making me tankier, but it does give me tenacity. And it gives me sort of like a more carry potential than like a full tank item. Like if I want a full tank item, I don't think it gives me that same carry. I think if I go Maul, I find Maul to be... I think Maul's a bad item. I don't know. I feel like Withstand or straight up like these tank MR items are pretty OP. Wherever they are. The Withstand synergizes really well with Nocturne because of how much you auto. And tenacity can be good if you really want tenacity. Remember, we don't really want to R on someone who is already dead. Here I'm gonna kind of come in Spell Shield and Advanced Combo Q Stridebreaker. Simple combos. Remember the two combos when we are in. You either Stridebreaker E or you Q them and Stridebreaker. Remember, you cannot Q and E at the same time when you're landing. You can Q in the air. I've been Qing in the air if you've been watching me closely. Right before you land on them, you want to cast Q. So it like comes from the... on top of you and then it hits them. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment below, and good luck in your games. I'll see you guys later.